welcome to Bad Movie Brothers. I'm Eric.
And I'm Chad.
And we are still ranking the Bad Movie Brothers movies, and today we are tackling the top 10.
We're going to figure it out.
And even though this episode looks just like the last one, this is a new episode.
Literally 2 minutes later.
Keep watching.
Let's do it.
All right. So we have cleared things out.
Yep.
I have not talked about my number 11.
I have not talked about my number 13 or 11.
All right, what's your 13, buddy?
My 13, another Canadian children's movie.
Primo Baby.
Yep.
This is a movie about gambling and horses.
And a lot of teenage angst.
Is gambling hereditary? All I know is admitting it is the first step, man.
Now, I liked this movie more than you did.
That's fine.
I liked Polly.
Yep.
There's a lot to not like. Clancy is awful.
The horse was born defective and should have been put to sleep right away. Now my father can spend his days referring to my computer breeding as a catastrophe. Your father is a convict! So you've fallen for it. A pawn in my father's hand. And what's he going to give you? Some quarter horse that's not even line bred? Does my gambling remind you too much of mother?
So you mean that Primo Baby has both speed and spirit?
You bet. He was one of my first experiments.
Yes, worst person.
Our heroine, an orphaned girl who goes to live on a horse farm.
Is an Arquette, right? Am I right?
Is what?
Is she an Arquette?
I don't believe so.
Looks like one.
I don't think so.
Okay.
All right, but she has her own, she certainly has her own style going on.
Oh, yes. Tutus and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. There's also a horse in it named Primo Baby that they try to kill at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But he comes back and he wins it all with the help of his horsey friend.
Wins what, though?
Some sort of horse race that is either the biggest race in Canada or a county fair race. It is difficult to tell.
Yep.
You had it at what, number 13?
That's correct.
I had it at number 9.
So number 10.
Number 10 for Primo Baby. My number 11.
Okay.
The Spooky House.
Spooky House. We're not far off.
Okay.
Because Spooky House was my number 10.
Oh, ho, ho. So hold on. It was my number 11. It was your number 10.
Yes.
I don't think that we can put it at 9.
No. Do we have 11 open?
We don't. 11 is Rock and Roll High School Forever. I would probably rather watch Spooky House than Rock and Roll High School Forever.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's change that.
And I would probably, but I would probably rather watch Primo Baby than Spooky House.
I agree.
All right, so Primo Baby is going up to number 9.
Okay.
Whereas Spooky House, starring Academy Award winner Ben Kingsley.
Yes, he saves it as a weird magician, and his wife was a leopard for most of the movie.
That's right. That is
Which
right.
I didn't see that coming, to be honest.
No, I didn't see that coming either, until he learns to love children.
Right.
And then she'll come back.
More children, by the way.
Right. Including one of the worst acting children we've ever had.
Yes, lots of them.
Yeah. But one of the things we haven't talked about is how many of these movies feature songs of the title of the movie.
Yeah. Yes.
Boggy
Creek, one of the better ones.
Boggy Creek has its own song.
Down to the creek and swamp they go. Jean Paul, T. Fish, Nigga, Eddie Joe. Past the trees and the stumps they roll to a hiding place that they only know.
But Spooky House certainly has the title track, A Spooky House.
Have you heard the rumors? Everybody's talking about the spooky house. Spooky house. No one's gonna save you at the spooky house tonight.
Yeah, my number 11
Yeah.
is now. I sort of regret it. I sort of don't.
Too high or too low?
Too low.
Okay.
I would. Yeah, too low. So another recent bad movie brothers.
Cohen and Tate. The story of two assassins, again, towing a kid around.
Yeah, another kid.
And approximately an hour and 20 minutes worth of driving.
Now, see, and I thought you didn't like it as much as where you clearly have it.
I thought, as you'll recall, at the time, Cohen and Tate, the very last movie we did on this show,
Yep.
is what sparked all of this.
Right.
As we got into an argument about the ranking of Cohen and Tate.
Mm-hmm.
And in the show, I believe I said I would put it in my top 5.
Wow.
In reality, I
Yep.
put it at number 6.
Okay. See, I'll agree with that because that's now thinking about it, thinking through it much more. I believe it's better than number 11.
So I'm going to pencil it in at number 7.
Okay.
Because I would agree that, it's maybe not as good as 6.
Right.
But we're going to see.
Right. Now we've talked about my number 10 because Spooky House took that spot.
Sure.
What is your number 10?
Dolly Dearest.
Oh, okay. Dolly Dearest.
Mm-hmm.
A top 10 favorite of mine for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It was my number 8.
Sir, let's make it number 8.
Let's do it.
Dolly Dearest, the story of an American family that moves to Mexico to open a doll factory. And one of the dolls is a devil thing?
Well, yeah, see, that's the confusing part. The spirits are the confusing part, but, the moving to Mexico to open the doll factory, that's normal.
Oh, it's all, yeah. To buy a doll factory that you have never seen and that is in way worse condition than you were led to believe?
Mr. Estrella, the appraisal documents indicated the factory had been kept up after Senora DeLuga's death.
Yes, sir. We have been very careful to keep everything just as it was. And no one ever comes into the factory, not for any reason.
Sight unseen, and then you just you refuse to believe that it's in crappy condition. You believe it's good.
Right. You got
and
more
Natasha
kids.
Yar tells you that you're wrong.
That's right, Tasha Yar. You got more kids.
More kids again.
But you do get a kid with a shotgun.
Play with this.
Have we talked about your number 9?
Just briefly.
Okay.
I didn't tell you it was my number 9, but
okay.
it is
Karate Cop. Now, I cannot in good conscience place
I don't
it
even
in
think that's
top.
the right one. Is that the right one?
Who are the stars of it? No, you got David Carradine in that.
Yeah, it's not even the right one.
I believe the original title of Karate Cop is Slaughter in San Francisco.
Ah, that would have made it easier to find.
Mm-hmm. And is more accurate.
Yeah, because I couldn't find it on the YouTube.
I believe that is one of the episodes that is not on YouTube. That is exclusive to NorthMetroTV.com.
Exclusive. So yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. So whatever the worst spot we have left, I think Karate Cop should go in.
Well, the worst spot we have left is number 6.
Well, then we got to move some stuff.
Yeah, we got to move some stuff around. So I'm going to just jump down, and we're going to use the same rubric.
Here we go, logic.
Of if you had to watch one of these two movies at regular speed the whole way through.
Well, that's none of them.
Well, but you still have to choose. You have to
Okay.
make the Sophie's choice.
Mm.
So I'm just going to jump down here. Would you rather watch The Wizard of Speed and Time or Karate Cop?
Wizard.
Shrunken City.
Shrunken City.
Thunderground.
Karate Cop.
Boris and Natasha.
Karate Cop.
So I don't think we're too far apart. Thunderground and Boris and Natasha are 17 and 18.
Okay.
Black Eagle is 19.
Okay.
Would you rather watch Black Eagle or Karate Cop?
I don't know the answer to that. I'd rather see JCVD, to be honest.
Okay. So, but would you rather watch Boris and Natasha or Black Eagle?
I'd rather watch Black Eagle.
Thunderground or Black Eagle?
Black Eagle.
Shrunken City or Black
No,
Eagle?
wait. I'm confused. I'm confused now.
Okay.
Let's keep Black Eagle where it's at.
Okay.
I think we need to put Karate Cop right behind Boris and Natasha and whatever one we're talking about.
So are you saying it goes going down from best to worst?
Yep.
Thunderground, Boris and Natasha, Karate Cop, Black Eagle.
That's what I'm saying.
I can agree to that.
I only know two kinds of people. Those who obey me and those who die.
My number 5, How I Got Into College.
Ooh. Of what's left, you're not too far off, but...
Well, I bet I'm within 5.
You're with... Hey, you know what? You're a betting man. You're good at your job.
Thank you.
How I Got Into College is my number... which now would be my number 3.
Really?
Yes, it was my number 4.
Okay.
But I'm not against it reshuffling. I'm not against it being number 5.
I mean, it's got some good stuff.
Absolutely it does.
Now, I mean, I think it's worth noting that with the top 5, we are entering into movies that are almost good.
Yeah, this is a good, fun movie to watch. There's some weird stuffed animal stuff going on that I didn't necessarily appreciate, but it's all right.
Well, there's the whole, I believe his name is Flutter.
Yep.
Got admitted a pig into college.
Right.
So he is then tortured throughout the movie with stuffed pigs.
Lots of them.
Yes. We have the great story question stuff with the guy that's the voice of SpongeBob, where they're like acting out story questions.
Yep. Lara Flynn Boyle.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a good job.
We got Phil Hartman and Nora Dunn.
Yep. And if you're going to put a lot of faith in Pignette, you have to also put a lot of faith in the other nerd in this movie.
Booger.
Nope. One of the main characters is a nerd.
Oh, that's right. I forget that Anthony Edwards is in this movie. But so's Booger. It's a nerd reunion.
You're right.
You got twice the nerds that you had in Reckless Kelly.
And you're only putting it at number 5.
I am. But here's the other thing.
I had it at 4, so I mean we're not far.
It's worth noting. John Pignette, though, he's only a nerd in part 3.
Okay, how many?
He's a direct-to-video nerd.
And then how many movies?
I think he might be in 4.
Okay.
Can anyone say they remember Revenge of the Nerds 4? Nerds in Love?
No.
No.
Well, I can remember when they're in the jail and whatnot. I remember that.
Are you not thinking of Revenge of the Nerds 2?
No, I think I'm thinking of the one where I don't know. I really don't know.
Are we just going to spend the next hour talking about the Revenge of the Nerds series?
It's all mixed in together. We watched them all so many times. It can't place it.
Definitely should not have been watching those movies.
Many of the movies we watched, we should not have watched.
That's fair. All right.
However, look where you're at now.
Yeah.
You're in your own studio.
That's right.
Making a TV show. So
and
who's to say?
Look where we're at now. Who would have thought when we were spending hours upon hours watching movies rented from the library in the basement of a hardware store that we would have a television show talking about bad movies?
I have physically seen that hardware store within the last year.
Was there not a fire?
Not at the hardware store.
Is it still open?
I'm not sure. It was not for a period of time because of said fire at the gentleman's house.
Yeah. So what's your number 5?
My number 5. Grunt, the wrestling movie.
Grunt the wrestling movie. Hold on to your pants.
Hold on to my pants.
That's my number 2.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't believe that I am ranking the wrestling movie higher than you.
Well, again, I think it's because I'm too close to it.
Could be.
I watch too much of it.
Because it's got so much going on in it.
Yes, it really does.
The songs are amazing.
Yep.
Because you've got rock and roll wrestling tonight.
Yep.
You've got I Love Breaking Bones.
But there's one thing that really turns me on. I wanna hear the crunch. I wanna hear the crash. I wanna hear the moans and groans. I don't know why, but I only have to breaking bones.
And I enjoyed the mockumentary part of the movie.
That, however, might be my least favorite part about it.
Oh, well,
Because there's not a compelling character in the mockumentary part.
right, I guess.
Any of the wrestling scene, like I almost wish it was just a straight documentary.
Yeah, see, but the problem is they knock a dude's head off. And I just, no,
Yeah, I'm not like I both love and hate that part.
not real, brother.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, we can't forget about the Tower of Power.
Come on, you big lump. Come on.
Tower of Power, you're right.
You got so many great wrestlers in there, like Adrian Street gets a big part.
He does. He does.
And it's pretty. There's tons of the weird stuff we love. The lady
Hey,
ring announcer. If this movie wasn't as recent a movie as it was
Yep.
for us watching it, the
Right.
lady ring announcer would be in the ballpark of a Daria.
This place has turned into a Parthenon of pandemonium, and I suggest if you have any small children, you get them away from your sets right away. Never in my 6 months of watching wrestling have I seen anything as bloody and gory and violent as this. The mask has no mercy!
This is awful. I can't look anymore. I cannot look at this.
Close, but,
Yeah.
you know, nothing touches that.
No.
And you're not wrong. It's a top 5 movie. I just think I couldn't quite buy all of it.
And I get that. And like I said, there are definite flaws to it. Because
Yeah.
there's not really the story such as it is, the spine of the movie,
Yep.
does not work at all.
Right.
So it's not really
There's-
a movie
there's
that
no
necessarily draws
story.
you in.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't bring you into it. There's good pieces in it.
For sure.
You're right.
And
I
those
think
pieces are sizable.
Yeah, and I think it's a number 3 or 4 movie. I don't think it's a number 2 movie.
I could maybe even be convinced it's a number 5 as we're talking about it. But I think we pretty much need to hash out the top 5.
Yeah, we'll leave it out for now.
All right. Have we talked about your number 4?
Yes, How I Got Into College was my number 4.
My number 4, say it with me.
I don't think I can.
Okay. No Retreat,
No
no surrender.
No retreat, no surrender.
No retreat, no surrender.
Oh man, that was my number 7.
You're number 7.
And we're not far off. You're acting surprised.
I'm very surprised.
Now, see, that to me makes that the number 5 movie.
It might.
Because to me, I'd rather watch Grunt than No Retreat, No Surrender.
I would too, but I would rather watch No Retreat, No Surrender than How I Got Into College.
Okay. I can take that.
Okay. So this is happening. How I Got Into College at 5.
And No Retreat, No Surrender, by the way, is a karate movie where it's kind of like Karate Kid, but I think he's older than Karate Kid, is he not? I'm not
Oh,
sure.
he's for sure. Like, he is old enough that it is very confusing as to what his relationship is to his family in the movie.
Yeah, but there's still like a fat bully in the movie.
Who eats so many hamburgers.
And then JCVD shows up and tries to break his leg and all that.
Great the splits from JCVD.
Oh, yeah, yep, absolutely.
Tremendous climactic fight in a Karate Kid style karate contest.
Good training montage.
Well, you mean when he gets trained by the ghost of Bruce Lee?
That's right. You're right.
And he's
in a garage.
And he's doing upside down sit-ups hanging from a basketball hoop while smacking into a 2x4.
That's right.
What does that teach you? What does that teach you?
Looking at what's left, he may have been the best male main character in any of the movies we've seen.
Listen, here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
I think that you're right, but it is worth noting that he is a garbage main character.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's real bad.
He
real
is,
jerk.
He's just a snot.
Yeah, real jerk.
He's a real jerk. But he does get his girlfriend a bunny.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then it hops away.
Now, this might be the greatest movie title song.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. That was the best one. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt.
Stand on your own. There's no retreat. There's no surrender.
Moving on.
Okay. Ooh, the top three. I'm getting chills. I'm getting chills.
I've only got 2 left.
We haven't put Grunt on the list yet. Well,
That's
so
right.
Grunt then automatically has to be number 3, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just automatic.
Now the question is, where have you put? I think we agree on the top 2.
Well,
pretty sure.
I mean, unless our math is way off.
No, I mean placing.
I'll be interested. Now, here's the thing. I don't want to spoil anything.
I think did you pull an upset?
I might have pulled an upset because there was a movie that coming into this ranking was the heavy odds-on favorite. And I might have in reviewing things thought something different.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, reveal thyself.
I will, sir.
Thank you.
My number 2, well, this was my number 3 movie, although you convinced me that I was being stupid.
Uh-huh.
My Chauffeur.
Oh.
Yes.
The upset. Wow.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Now we have something to talk about.
We sure do, because so it comes down to My Chauffeur and Made to Order.
Yes. Similar conceits.
Very similar.
Now, I gotta say, My Chauffeur has always been, since we've watched it, the number 1 movie for me that we've watched.
My Chauffeur, I believe, was our 2nd or 3rd movie that we watched. I guess our 3rd.
Yep.
And it immediately stood out as something more special.
Right.
For sure. And a touchstone for us throughout the series.
Now, see, what My Chauffeur has that Made to Order doesn't have is My Chauffeur has, so you got the old versus young thing happening. You got the rich versus poor thing happening.
Well, but that's happening in Made to Order.
But is there old versus young?
No, but it does have rich versus poor.
I'm trying to say what it doesn't. What this has that it has everything.
Oh, okay. All right.
Where Made to Order is lacking the old versus poor.
Okay.
And there's more general wackiness in My Chauffeur than there was in Made to Order.
And what I am seeing here in the fight between My Chauffeur and let's take a pause.
Okay.
My Chauffeur is the story of a young woman who gets a job as a chauffeur.
Yes.
Made to Order is the story of a young woman who is rich and is cursed by a genie and turned into a maid.
Right.
So right off the top, one thing My Chauffeur doesn't have that Made to Order does have, genie.
Genie.
There's magic. There's literal magic. But I'm sensing here.
Wait a sec. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Literal magic?
Well, literally, one of the characters is magical.
Literally?
Literal, like within the context of the story.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Whereas, but now you see, here's these movies, so similar. While there is a genie in Made to Order, My Chauffeur does feature Penn and Teller.
But you gotta have the proper attitude. You gotta get your tooth, okay?
Yes, exactly.
But they don't do magic.
No, they don't.
I think Penn does maybe one sleight of hand trick.
Maybe. Now, I will say, Made to Order has the coolest scene I've ever seen in one of these movies. The party scene in Made to Order is a party I want to be at, and is a party that should have been in the Mr. Robot television show, is how cool and futuristic it is. It's very awesome.
I am impressed that you are once again comparing it to Mr. Robot as you did in the original episode.
Watch Mr. Robot and then watch that scene and you go, wow, that should be a Mr. Robot.
It's a cool party.
Yeah.
What I am sensing, though, here, in our differences between My Chauffeur and Made to Order, is what our differences have been this whole episode.
It is a coin flip, to be honest.
I am looking at an overall quality, and you are judging again by the peaks.
That's right.
Because the one thing you didn't say, the thing that Made to Order does not have that My Chauffeur definitely has, is Ms. Deborah Foreman.
That's why I'm a little late, because I had a little party and my dog got into some of the drinks. He had some beer and bourbon and scotch, and this morning he woke up, he was so sick. He had one of those hangovers, you can't keep anything down, just throw up and you throw up and you throw up, so I tried to give him an Alka-Seltzer. That's why I'm a little late. Have you ever tried to give a dog an Alka-Seltzer? I put it on his tongue, and I held his mouth closed.
And, yeah, a much more interesting and crazy love story in My Chauffeur than in Made to Order.
But, first off, before we go down the love story, Deborah Foreman is a delight in that movie. It's a wonderfully kooky performance.
I'm free! I'm free! Free! I'm going! I'm out of here! I'm going! Goodbye!
Absolutely.
And that is what makes it so great. Well, not alone. I will have to talk about the other elements.
Okay.
But the love story, to talk about that, I would argue that it is too weird.
But that's great. We're not watching great movies here.
No. So would you enlighten us as to the love story, sir?
Well, I don't remember every step of the way.
Well, no, but the gist.
But the gist is it's one of her clients that she picks up.
Yeah.
Who goes nuts and strips off his clothes and runs away out of the car. So she chases him down, and eventually they get lost in the woods and have to go stay in a weird, creepy house.
A spooky house?
And then they kind of fall in love that way, I guess.
But have you forgotten their relationship to one another?
Apparently.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Chad.
Please. Fill us all in.
The crux of the whole third act of My Chauffeur. So the whole movie is predicated on that one day Deborah Foreman kind of magically gets this chauffeur job. Like she's washing dishes and somebody drops off an invitation to work as a chauffeur, essentially.
Yes.
So she believes she is the daughter of the rich guy that owns the chauffeur business, as played by Mr. E.G. Marshall.
Right.
The person that she picks up and that runs around naked in the park, as played by Sam J. Jones, Flash Gordon himself. He is the son of E.G. Marshall. So they straight up become convinced at one point in the movie, post-canoodling, that they are brother and sister.
Okay.
And as you'll recall, when they realize this, they go to E.G. Marshall, and I believe Deborah Foreman says, "We've been naughty."
Oh, yeah, yep. I remember that.
Oh. Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
We've been bad.
Oh, very bad.
Now, see, that makes it good.
But it's so upsetting. But that they are not in any way concerned about this.
And yet...
is bizarrely transgressive.
All of that still makes it one of the top 2 movies we've seen.
Oh, for sure.
Regardless of how you put it.
Well, let's talk about the other things that make it a top 2 movie.
Okay.
And
let's talk about
the biggest thing that makes it a top 2 movie is the other breakout character of Bad Movie Brothers. Look out, Daria.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Here comes Catfight.
Catfight was amazing.
We'll go swimming in the Rio Grande. Tijuana.
It was a great song, too.
Catfight and his backup band, The Wigs.
And they attack an old woman and her dog.
A blue lady, I believe.
A blue lady,
describes her.
Yeah.
An old lady who fights back by literally turning her dog into a weapon.
Right.
Tremendous.
Yeah, you've convinced me I was right. It's number 1.
But in Catfight, played by an actor who also appears in Made to Order.
That's right.
Dude. Who's dude? I'm Erwin Razelhoff.
That's right. Made to Order was good too. You're right. I mean, it's good.
Well, let's talk about what's great about Made to Order.
Starring a great actress,
Ally Sheedy.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy, is it true Aunt Mildred's a lesbian?
Not quite as compelling as Deborah Foreman, if I'm being honest.
No, but right in the Ally Sheedy gist, right when she was getting it.
Right in the sweet spot.
That's right.
Yeah. This is Short Circuit Breakfast Club Ally Sheedy.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. But there's so much talent in this movie.
There's a lot. You're right.
Because you got Dick Shawn, the great comedian Dick Shawn.
Yep.
Which we'll talk about him more in a minute.
Okay.
Beverly D'Angelo is the genie.
Yes.
You're a witch! I'm perfectly harmless. That's what they said about asbestos.
Jessica, I have to tell you something. You're a spoiled, silly, boring, insignificant little twit.
Hey, who are you calling boring?
Tom Skerritt is Ally Sheedy's rich father.
He did a good job.
The lady who played Mrs. Tessmacher in the Superman movies is Ally Sheedy's boss when she becomes a maid.
Deep pull on that one.
The lady she works for. Katie Siegel is briefly in it from Married with Children.
Mm-hmm.
But we gotta get, so the 2 people she works for,
yes,
Dick Shawn and Miss Tessmacher, are delightful characters.
Yeah, they're crazy. They're crazy.
Dick Shawn has, we love in these movies, we love our non sequiturs.
Mm-hmm.
And Dick Shawn has the best non sequiturs in all of Bad Movie Brothers.
He did. You're right.
I wrote one down.
Oh, hit us with it.
I don't deserve to cut your toenails, although it was the highlight of my breakfast.
Okay. That's pretty good.
I don't deserve to cut your toenails, although it was the highlight of my breakfast.
It is pretty good. It is pretty good. And Mrs. Tessmacher has bizarre outfits.
Mm-hmm.
And she's strangely cheap. You'll recall that she forms the soap slivers into a soap.
That's right. That's right.
She maintains a foil ball.
That tinfoil! Get over here! I can't believe you did that! I mean, look at all this. Look, this is a huge piece. Huge!
Meanwhile, she hires 3 or 4 maids.
2 maids and a cook, at any rate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Although, interesting question about the movie. When Sally Sheedy I guess she's looking for another maid through a service.
Right.
So Ally Sheedy doesn't just like wake up at the mansion, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. This is tough business.
It's a coin flip.
It's a roughie. It's like, are they tied? Does it end in a tie?
I don't think we could do that to the viewers.
I mean, that would be unsatisfying to be certain.
I agree.
That would be unsatisfying to be certain.
So that raises the question, how do we figure out what's number 1 and what's number 2?
I don't know. Well, we could go, let's go to the logic. You're
Okay.
watching one of these all the way through.
Mhm.
Regular speed.
Regular speed.
And you get in one sitting. Which one of these are you popping in?
Oh. Man.
Like the killer for me is that My Chauffeur, despite all the wackiness, has very long, boring
You're right.
sequences.
You're right.
Where nothing happens. Whereas I feel like Made to Order, well, certainly, again, not quite a good movie. Certainly susceptible to being boring. Moves at a faster clip.
Instead of the idea of sitting there watching it all the way through in one clip,
Yeah.
I like to think of it, you put on a movie and then like you're doing something and you're in and out of the room.
Mhm.
I'd much rather come in and out of Made to Order at different parts of the movie than I would My Chauffeur. Because you're taking a risk on My Chauffeur. You might come in during a bad spot. Whereas Made to Order, you're right, it doesn't have those long, boring slogs that you might jump into.
We are once again talking about overall quality versus high points.
You're right. You're right.
For sure. For sure.
I think we have to follow your thought pattern.
You think so?
I believe so.
Are you saying right now, on television, you are being recorded, that Made to Order is the number 1 Bad Movie Brothers movie?
To this point.
I'm writing it down. What do you think could top it?
What do I think? I don't know. I don't know what's out there. It's undeterminable.
That's fair.
There could be anything out there.
There could be anything out there. And we will find out what is out there when we do this again in 2 months.
It's certainly not Aeon Flux or
No.
The Time Machine, whatever that one was called.
Time Machine.
Yeah, which one did we watch where, wasn't Matthew McConaughey in it and they went back in time?
Oh, the night one?
No.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Because, folks, we did Bad Movie Brothers without making it a TV show.
Yes.
With more expensive bad movies.
Right.
And then we started doing a TV show using movies that we didn't think anybody would care about.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which turned out to be better because they're actually kind of more fun to watch.
Well, and that's it has been certainly the top, I would say the whole top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. I would go up to 13 or 14. We're fine.
I am glad that we discovered these movies.
That's right.
Now, some of them, like Rock and Roll High School Forever is maybe the most famous movie we did.
Yeah. Well, I would actually say, based on name, probably Fright Night Part 2 was probably the most famous.
But, okay.
Based on the name.
But, I was more aware of Rock and Roll High School coming into this than I was at Fright Night 2.
Sure.
To be honest with you.
But you knew more about Fright Night.
Yeah. Boris and Natasha, I do remember seeing that at video stores.
Eesh. Not for long.
Or for very long because nobody was checking it out.
Yes.
I can almost picture it on the shelf at the movie zoo.
The best movie store that there was.
Where else are you going to rent your video discs than at the movie zoo?
Great selection of 1980s WWF.
And I believe you had to take the little there was like a little paper like coin
Yep.
on a hook,
Mhm.
and you
Yep, you
took
took
that
that.
off. And that's what
Uh-huh.
you took up to the counter.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Movie Zoo.
Movie Zoo. Oh, we've done so. We should probably run down the whole list.
We probably should.
Oh, but we need a visit from a cat.
Juniper.
Juniper. How's Juniper doing?
She's good.
All right. Does she have a favorite movie?
No.
All right. So here we go. Number 25. Mystery of the $1 Million Hockey Puck.
Yeah, I think that's a solid number 25.
Yeah. Oh. We've been talking about boring movies all night.
Yep.
That is maybe the most boring.
Takes the cake.
When I was going through, like, I have notes and everything, and I was certainly trying to isolate those, like, moments in the movie.
Yep. Nothing.
Snowmobile chase.
Well.
They jump us, but that's it.
Yeah, I remember
that's
it.
grasping at straws.
Yeah.
Number 24, Return to Boggy Creek.
Yep.
Number 23, Rollerblade.
Fun to watch though. I would still recommend people watch that. Fun to watch.
Would you watch it again?
Not anytime soon, but again, yeah.
Night of the Twisters is number 22.
Mm-hmm.
Number 21, Night of the Warrior.
Oh, 2 nights.
2 nights. Number 20, A Time for Romance.
Yeah, you know what? If you're into Fabio, watch it.
Well, it is, as he says in the movie, a gift for his fans.
Great.
This program was created as a very special gift for all my friends. Please, come with me to the world of romance.
Number 19, Black Eagle.
Yep.
Number 18, Karate Cop.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one.
Again, 2 very similar movies.
Absolutely.
Movies are getting paired up here.
Well, makes sense. Makes sense.
It does.
Man.
Also, we might have watched, I believe, we tape these back to back typically. We might have done those 2 movies back to back.
We might have.
Number 17, Boris and Natasha.
Yep.
Number 16, Thunderground.
Sure.
Number 15, The Shrunken City.
Yep.
Number 14, The Wizard of Speed and Time.
Yeah, you were too close to that one. You took too much away from that one.
Sorry. Hey.
Yeah, I get it.
As Popeye said,
Yeah,
I
sure.
am what I am.
That might be trademarked. You might not want to do that.
Ugh. Popeye people are going to be knocking on my door.
Popeye people.
Number 13, Mystery Monsters.
Yeah, that's about right.
Number
That's
12.
a good, hey, you know what? That's a good place for number 13 for Mystery Monsters. That's a good number.
Number 12, Reckless Kelly.
Sure.
Number 11, Fright Night Part 2.
Uh-huh.
Number 10, Rock and Roll High School Forever.
Yeah.
The 2
Daria alone.
Right. She is the only reason it cracks the top 10.
Animal, vegetable, or musical? Musical.
Yeah.
Hands down.
And I think that's right. I think she had to, but she couldn't have been any higher.
We might be talking about Corey Feldman's most obnoxious performance.
Probably. Although in real life.
Well, outside of life. Interestingly, 2 sequels right next to each other.
You're right.
Fright Night 2, Rock and Roll High School Forever.
Indeed.
Number 9, Spooky House.
Yeah, surprisingly, that's one of my favorite kid movies that we watched, for sure.
Again, not a good movie.
No. One of my favorites, I said.
Yeah. But there is, I believe we made a lot of hay about how, like, the owners of, like, the festival it debuted at raved about Spooky House. And yet, here it is in the top 10.
That's right.
Number 8, Primo Baby.
Yeah. Good.
Number 7, Dolly Dearest.
That's right.
Number 6, Cohen and Tate.
Yeah, you know what? That's a sleeper movie that people should actually watch.
Yeah.
If you got the time.
Well, the whole top six. The whole top six.
Well, yeah, I agree, but certain people aren't going to watch and enjoy Grunt, the movie, like we do. I feel like Conan Tate's more
mainstream.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 5, How I Got Into College.
Yep.
Which we haven't talked. So let's a last minute shout out to the creepy twins and How I Got Into College.
Great work.
Number 4, No Retreat.
No Surrender.
Number 3, Grunt, the wrestling movie.
That's right. Good stuff.
Probably could have come up with a better name for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, but I mean, it was produced by the AWA or whoever, so
Right.
I mean,
Number 2, My Chauffeur.
Yep, I think we have to go that way.
The movie that gave us Tijuana. And the number 1, Bad Movie Brothers, of the first 25 episodes.
Yep.
Made to order.
Absolutely. Go watch it for real.
Yeah. Like you could, with at least the top 6, that's not a bad Sunday afternoon movie that's on cable.
Yeah, I would say the top 12, really. If it comes up, check it out.
Yeah.
If the bottom come up, maybe think about it.
Now we will. So the list is made.
Yes.
The list, if I may offend someone, the list is life.
Oh, gosh.
And we will hold on to it because going forward, I think we have no choice but to devote a portion of the show to ranking the movies.
To rank, absolutely. I think you're right. Will the list be posted?
That's a good. I think it has to be. I think that if you go to northmetrotv.com/bad-movie-bros.
Nice.
Not only can you see every episode of Bad Movie Brothers, but you can also see the official sanctioned rankings.
All right.
Now, do you have anything more to say about the first 25 episodes, and I'm not like 3 or 4 years of... It was a while to make the first 12 or so episodes.
Yeah. Hey, to be honest,
yeah,
not that far off on most of them.
No.
So that surprised me, to be honest.
How so?
Well, I thought that we'd have a little bit differing lists, and we really didn't. I'm very shocked by your placing of Grunt.
And you're right. I had it a little high.
What can I say?
But I'm very happy with it at number 3.
Yeah. All right.
It's almost as if, Chad, as if we were raised together and have many years of shared life experiences that would shape our tastes.
I don't know, man. It was pretty different. Pretty different. All right.
I forgot that we went to different schools.
Okay. We did go to different schools.
We did not go to different. We went to all the same schools.
I only went to 1 grade in 1 school. You actually went to the school.
What, Lincoln?
That's right.
Oh, and I also went to whatever, the New Prairie Elementary or whatever.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So I guess my taste is slightly more sophisticated.
That's right.
That's right. Well, then that will do it for this episode of Bad Movie Brothers. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll be back next time where we will not be, well, we will spend some time ranking the movie. But we will be watching another bad movie, talking to you about it. Until then, thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.